third.
All right, we're live.
Won't wait another minute. No, I won't. I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission. I'm a man on a mission. Take it, wait and wish it. I got that ambition. Take it up. I'm a man on a mission.
Welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and keeping it casual. My name is Matty Pest, joined as always tonight by Franz and Guy Kid. Boys, how we doing?
Doing great, feeling good, ready to talk some DFK.
Hey, wait. Oh, sorry, Guy, go.
No, you jump into more important stuff. I'm just a man on a mission trying to kill some rock box over here.
Before we talk about that awesome video, it appears Franz has broken into someone else's home and is broadcasting live from some other location.
I'm onboarding. Guerrilla marketing. You know, I'm going right in there. No, I did move homes. That's part of the reason why we haven't been. We've had all three of us have had some IRL stuff past few weeks. We're excited to be back though, back in the old gaming chair, ready to go.
Yes.
Guy, how are you doing?
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
You cut him off.
I'm functioning on like 2.5 hours of sleep, so I feel great.
Wow. Incredible.
Those Gen 1s will keep you up.
They will, especially that third one.
Jesus. Humble brag.
Strong swimmers. Go on.
I'm glad we covered that. Slight hiatus. Like I said, we had some stuff going on, but we're excited to get back and talk about it. We have a crazy long list of like different topics. We'll see if we hit all of them tonight. A lot of kind of just community stuff that's been discussed in the past few weeks that we wanted to give our 2 cents on.
Might give more than that. Might give a whole 5 cents, 10 cents.
It depends on the value of ours.
Inflation nowadays.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Our cents might be worth less than the going rate.
But let's talk generic. At the start here, what's the tavern? What's the market looking like? I know we wanted to talk about floor hero price. Well, what's going on in the markets, Franz?
That was a terrible segue.
Yeah, I told you
better notes.
Yeah, I don't want to start on any there was no good starting point in any of these points.
Well, we were gonna start on the hero summoning, and I know we're a little late to that conversation.
Right.
Summoning
we talked about that. Yeah.
And I know we're a little late to that conversation. I have kind of a different take on that. I am in favor of lengthening the cooldown, as I feel like the community as a whole is kind of behind Hubert on this one.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, I don't think the tavern is as shitty as the rest of the community seems to.
What do you mean, Franz? The floor is at 22 crystal.
What? I don't care about the actual floor. Those little gray heroes, the ones with the gray border, they're trash. They're always going to be
You don't
trash.
have any of those in your wallet?
Doesn't matter how many new players we get, the commons are always going to be commons. When I look at the legendary, hold on, I'll pull it up. I didn't know we were starting here.
You can just share my screen. I got you.
Do you have?
We're either going to start. Well, this was actually Guy said we should start with this because this is a good conversation.
Give me rare archers. Give me legendary warriors. Let me see what that.
160 is the legendary floor. That seems crazy low though.
Well, that's just regular legendaries, right?
So if we look at
analytics up, my point being, as we kind of show this, is that if you go to level 10s archers, right, and rare, the floor price is about 1,000 crystal. There's one on there for 600.
Those are warrior.
850, 900.
Right.
Crystal. If you go to the mythic floor for anything,
so you're saying I should buy this 490 archer?
Yeah, that one's low. I'm gonna buy that if you don't. I've been sniping around the 700, 800 range.
Yeah.
But you go to any mythic.
He's level 11. Why is he so low?
And you're gonna see 1250 is the floor of level 1 mythics. The tavern's in a fine place for heroes that have value, is my point. If we want every hero to have value, if we want to be in an an ecosystem where uncommons, commons, everything is valuable. We were there once, and I think we're a little jaded because of that. That would be great. It would take a large influx of players to get back there. I don't know that any hero summoning cooldown will get us back there on its own. I don't think the Tavern's in as bad of a shape as everyone else seems to. That's my whole point.
Well, this is sort of a branch off of the conversation that Hubert has been having. He sort of went on a world tour on a bunch of different community streams, and has been talking about potentially increasing the Gen Zero summoning cooldown. That I guess hypothetically would lower the supply. I don't know.
Don't say hypothetical. I mean, it would.
It would.
Right, like
less heroes are being summoned. There's
Supply
less
and
heroes
demand.
in circulation.
But is there are people summoning like crazy right now, even
Yes.
with Gen Zeros?
I think so. Yes. I think every 3 days you're summoning, and shout out Helper. He's
Right.
Zealous is helping us do that. Like, I haven't looked at my Gen Zeros in about a month. If we run out of things to talk about, I'll roll off 15 crystals right now that have just been sitting.
Oh, damn.
So the heroes are being summoned. If we lengthen the cooldown, we decrease the number of 10 of 10s coming out. It won't be an immediate impact, but
Right.
I think we decrease. It raises the floor on everything. It's going to be less mythics coming out, less legendaries coming out. Less heroes that have good subclasses, matching subclasses coming out. Everything.
Right.
Well,
It would be a good thing.
I agree too. I also think this conversation about like the summoning, the cooldown has been like kind of, I think like ad nauseum discussed in the community, and I think everyone kind of agrees, especially that first kind of like thing, request for comment they did. Like, I don't think the information was out there really.
I don't think it was delivered the right way.
Yeah,
I don't
The
think
first
people
time.
really understood what they were voting for. And
I think now
think
the
the
community
community
was
would be
ready.
open to reopening that conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, my one thing though is I don't think we're close on this, but I would just love to see an environment where we could have utility and functionality outside of just summoning for Gen Zeros. I don't think that's realistic until land comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do something with void hunts of like you stake your Gen Zero in the tavern, and maybe it does some kind of experience bonus for all of the heroes that go through the hunt or something like that. Maybe you can do something like that where it's a trade-off in summoning where you get more experience out of your heroes and hunts. There's probably something there that we could do to just give more interesting options beyond just summoning. But with that removed, I do think like reducing summoning, reducing hero
and
count
realistically, that's not going to happen. No. Like, well, if we're in a pre-PvP world, things that are going to happen before PvP, it's just not gonna. And
that wouldn't make the priority list. I 100% agree.
Anything you can do to stake Gen Zeros that aren't, that isn't summoning related, sure, in. But
what was the Gen Zeros that went on Perilous Journey? What was the bonus that they gave? Didn't they give like a sort of similar, like they gave something to everybody?
Yeah, it was just a higher survival rate. I don't remember the percentages.
I don't know if it even changed the rewards. I think it was just higher survival rate.
Just a little bit like
I do want to talk about PJs later. I know we have it on the agenda because I think there's been a lot of garbage being spewed about the current state of PJs and things like that that I want to address. But yeah, not yet.
Let's just
I'm in a ranty mood if you guys haven't.
Good. But going back to Guy's point of like other utility, I think something like that where it was like a subtle little, like I really like that idea. It's probably not going to happen, but making Gen Zero,
it would less heroes in circulation would have an effect on the entire item economy too, because less heroes means less questing means less items, et cetera, et cetera. So like it could be a pretty big long-term effect to the ecosystem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And well, do we want to? I mean, I have to mention this as part of this conversation before we move on to other topics. Hubert has said this a couple times now in the interviews. He kind of like says this at the end as like a little tag to the conversation, like afterwards, that like there's a problem. They can't have votes anymore right now
What do you mean? Why can't we vote?
because the Halliday wallet doesn't work with the snapshot. I think it's called snapshot, like the voting
Yeah, no, you got it.
technology that allows people to vote, per whatever jewel you have or per hero. I think is how I think it was jewel and heroes. It was like your voting power or whatever. And the Halliday wallet, because of the way it works, anyone who participates with that wallet can't vote. And it's it's actually pretty frustrating because I think this is something we've said on this podcast before. Is like we are down for more of these kind of community votes, community requests for comment. Like we really like that as a kind of like a good community like way to interact with the team.
Right.
So it's really frustrating to hear that there's kind of like a technology speed bump in the way. I hope that that's on the agenda to be fixed, but also,
Well,
it doesn't seem like it is.
well, so I think what Hubert said was that once duels are out and ready to go, Fox is going to be turning his attention
Okay.
to the Halliday wallet and getting that fixed. But it's a little frustrating, right? Because and we were talking about this before the show. I think the Halliday wallet is good, right? If we're in a black and white good or bad, Halliday wallet good. Onboarding users where they don't have to go through MetaMask, where they can do it in a more Web 2 way, good.
Obviously.
But right now, for where we're at in the DFK kind of timeline, I'm wildly speculating here because I don't have the numbers. How many fucking people are on holiday right now? Like, let's be honest. Out of the,
here's the thing.
Again, I think it's good long term.
It's not zero.
It's not zero, and that's the problem. I wish it were zero because we'd be having this vote today if it were zero.
Right.
But we're holding up progress, right?
Yeah.
Meaningful progress for the community as a whole because of a very small subset. And again, I'm assuming it's a very small subset. I would like to get actual numbers on how many people are using it. I would be shocked if, what would you say, if more than 10% of the community is using Halliday?
I think single digits.
And again, that's not to talk shit about Halliday. I see the
it's
vision.
a cool technology.
I see the vision as to why it's meaningful and why we can't just. I know we can't just eliminate them from the vote and be like, well, sorry, but it's frustrating.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I don't have an answer. I don't have a good answer other than it is annoying. I agree with you, but it's kind of like I put put the hands up and shrug on that because like. I don't know.
And we do have people shouting out saying holiday's lit.
No,
I'm on holiday. So like there are people. I don't want this to turn into an anti-holiday thing.
No, yeah. And again, too, if there's mass or to have mass adoption, you have to have an option for people to sign in with an email, sign up with their credit card, and get going. If that's not on the table, then the game cannot be adopted. To a wider audience. Yeah. So. It is 1,000% necessary that it exists, but the fact that
everyone that's talking about holiday too, make an interesting point too. Who's got stake jewel on holiday? Does anyone use holiday exclusively?
I don't know. I saw SI say it's better on mobile, which I have heard before because the MetaMask mobile app is absolute trash. So
that's helpful. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I would love to be playing hunts during work. No, again, pro holiday and all that, but the hero summoning cooldown is something that's not going to be impactful day one. It's not like we up the cooldown and all of a sudden the floor just rises. It's going to take time. So it feels like every day that we're not doing it is just kind of lengthening and pushing off that fix. I would love to have the vote today start it so that we start realizing the effects of it sooner. And so I hope when duels are finished, which is hopefully this week because we need crystals and stones too. That's another thing. Hopefully Fox turns his attention there and can do it.
I would love that.
Can fix it quick.
I would love that. And I mean, it's just hard because, it's very tough. The team has said like their number one priority is like getting combat like fully fleshed out. And I totally get that. I love it. I'm all about that. But also it feels like all these other little things that like we want to happen, that means that those kind of just get thrown by the wayside. So I hope it does work out that Fox can just go directly from duels to solving the holiday thing. Because I think we need to have that voting. We need to have. We've always been saying that. I've said that forever. There should be like tons of votes for like random stuff like every week. I feel like just
Right.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's not just the summoning cooldown that Holiday's holding up. It seems like this is something that should have been prioritized sooner.
Yeah.
You know, but we're not on the inside as far as those conversations and what they decide to work on. So
Yeah.
that is what it is.
Yeah. They did, and that I was somewhere. That's somewhere on the list of topics. Was they did a new roadmap, which
Guys got.
I think I don't think I've seen it, or maybe I did see it. I also too. My voice is finally recovering, but I was at a bachelor party the past like extended weekend, and I lost my voice like almost completely by the end of it. So
You sound lovely.
thank you.
You do.
I'm glad.
It's got a nice manly raspiness to it. It's great.
Yeah, there was a fun like the last night we were there. We did this big bonfire, and there was just a group of like 10 guys yelling at the flames. So,
Throwing things in the pit.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, all right. So this is the roadmap, right? So additional combat, player versus player, expeditions. That's consistent with what they've been saying forever. And so then secondary, new hero burn, traits, durability. Right. The retroactive rewards, tourneys, and pet combat is interesting that's on that list. All right, this is cool. I mean, this isn't different than anything they've said. I think in AMAs, right? You guys aren't surprised by anything there.
I like that it's being put to paper. Guy has been calling for an updated roadmap for. I want to say since they put the last roadmap out, which was a long time ago. There are a few things that jump out at me as far as the priority list goes.
Okay, let's hear it.
I mean, and they talked about this a little bit on the AMA that like, hey, priorities versus secondary priorities, like that's a real thing. It doesn't mean things won't get worked on, but PvP is in priorities as it should be. And then if you scroll down, Guy, durability and pet combat bonuses are down in the secondary, and hero traits. And I'd love to. This is probably a good AMA question that they might push off until Hubert's back. Congrats, Hubert, by the way, on having a little Gen 1 of his own. When he spoke to us, when we interviewed him, he said he wanted to get durability out ahead of PvP as some form of durability, right? Because it's not going to be in its truest form until crafting's out and all that. But to me, I read this and I think we're starting PvP without hero traits, without durability, and without pet bonuses.
Yeah, but
if we're doing PvP without durability, does that mean we're doing PvP without equipment?
Or you know what it might be? It might be like, here's your Coliseum weapons. Same thing like they did with the Void Hunts. Like, here's the weapons we give you. You can't use.
But are you going to be allowed to bring your own equipment to PvP if there's no durability attached to it?
Okay, if that's the situation, that's going to be very broken.
We asked Hubert that as well. We said, hey, if there's no durability when PvP comes out, doesn't it give a real advantage to people who have things like the Scally's Eye, who have things like the Excalibur, right? If there's no drawback, if there's no durability, even if it's for a month, right?
Yeah,
that's a month where they get to use it unfettered.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it will be overpowered if there's no durability, and those few people that have those super rare items will dominate, which it's not the end of the world as long as it's like you said, like a month or like a shorter period, and maybe there's like limited rewards, and it's kind of just to get the sense of how the game works. It's not really the like official final product. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but also I'd be pretty frustrated.
I would love a day one PvP, like early day Fight Club tourneys that we did, of like the reward is playing, not necessarily winning.
Right.
Winning is bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly.
You want people playing PvP and in a reward system for PvP just for showing up.
Right. And as I was saying, if durability is drawn out for a month, I wouldn't be upset by that level of unfairness.
Right.
But I respect the take. And agreed, right? I don't think we're sitting here saying, hey, delay PvP until you can get
Right.
durability out. I think more just to take on the market and like, hey, those Scally's Eye is a bad example, right? Because I think we all agree they're way overpriced and don't deserve to be priced where they are.
Yeah.
But something like the Bockler was mentioned, right? There's one on the market. I believe it's Nine Dwarfs. Shout out to him, or it was offhand. You have to click. All right, we're gonna look at the Excalibur instead. No, but the Bockler, like that's something where not everyone's gonna have one, and if I don't have durability on it, it might be worth that. 15,000 crystal. It is. Is it Nine Dwarfs? I think it is. Oh, there are two now. Another one came on just recently.
14,000.
14.5, yep.
15, yeah.
Jeremy saying an 8th Excalibur dropped.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't know. I've been getting very into the equipment. Shout out Tad. Shout out formerly Eric's ear. Bad Eric, I think he's going by now, but we've been in guild chat. We've been all about the equipment lately and trying to get a little edge when it comes to the stats on there in prepper. It's been a lot of fun, just kind of cruising that market.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go.
No, sorry, I want to brag about my equipment a little. I bought a shout out Hope. I bought a Gorax off him that has 16% decrease in defense instead of the typical 20. I think that's a big difference. I'm excited for that one.
That's cool.
Scally's Eyes pricing. What is that?
90K.
90K crystal.
Reasonable. Would you rather Scally's Eye or
$900?
Gen Zero?
I was gonna say, what are Gen Zeros going for right now?
I don't even know if they're going for 90.
Probably 120. I think. I could look quick. I have it up.
I got it.
I don't. Yeah, that's definitely not worth it.
Gen Zero floor is. Ooh. Let's see what it shows on yours. Yeah, those are real.
Buy?
Yeah. I mean,
Snap buy?
There's a PJ Archer for under 100. Wizard sub. I might go Gen Zero shopping tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody get there first, chat.
Just buy a Scally's Eye instead.
Durability.
Yeah.
Eventually. No, but
get 2 archers so you can start bumping out archer pallies for me.
Level 1s. I like to dart some of my heroes.
Why would you want?
Get them to level 10 right away.
Yeah.
All right, what's next, man?
DS. All right.
Cobalt.
Should we get it?
This gonna end with us just shopping the market in silence.
We all just stare. Should we talk about the PJ stuff that's been kicking around?
Yeah.
This was kind of a while ago. This isn't breaking news. This was from a few weeks ago.
We've been gone, but we still want to comment on shit.
I do want to comment on this. The suggestion was made. I think actually this was during Wowie's like all day thing. When Hubert snuck on like in hour 8 or whatever.
He slipped in there.
He mentioned how they probably are going to use the PvP combat system for the PJ tournaments. Again, it's still really up in the air, and that's way down the road. Nothing is confirmed. Wow, we got timing. Nothing's really confirmed, but they're looking more at to be PvP combat versus the original way they kind of envisioned it being closer to duels, or an individual stat kind of based thing, and then also with that. You would only hypothetically, and again, I don't even know if this is really worth it to comment because, I feel like this is so far down the road. These are not happening for so long. But hypothetically, he suggested that as part of your team of 3 to enter the tournament, you would only need 1 PJ hero, and you could team him up with 2 other non-PJ heroes. And the community had some responses on that. What
do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't hate it just because I feel like this just as a general kind of feeling about this in general. The devs are creating this product. They don't owe value to the audience and to the community. What they owe to the community is creating a good game. They do owe them that, and I will hold them to that. And I think they're doing that right now. They're working on it, but I don't think they owe anybody in the community like return on investment. I think they're very clear on that. They're like, we're creating a game. We're not creating a corporation. This isn't Apple, right? Like there isn't an expectations of returns on if you buy things or if you participate in this. What they're creating is a game. So in my mind, if they want to do it this way and they think this is the best gaming way to do it, great. I'm fine with it. I understand maybe getting upset because you spent some money on your PJ heroes and you think they should be at a higher caliber. They should have access to this different kind of value. But in my mind, it's up to the devs how they want to do it. And this goes back to a lot of other things too. I know like Mythic Squad was upset about the stats unknown. They were going for that, and I'm like, there's no duty but from the team to make sure that like if you go for something random that it's going to be worth it in the end. Like they just got to make a good game, and I think they're doing that. So that's kind of my 2 cents.
Devs don't owe you anything. Guy, you have anything?
I just feel like PJ's so far out that it's like, is it even a conversation at this point? Like, I don't know. Did you just catch Hubert making like a comment, and is there anything even really behind the PJ conversation in a vacuum? I don't necessarily know.
Well, I think he would rather not be talking about PJ,
right?
Hubert, but he's when that's what we're talking about, that's what he's talking about. And shout out Bravia because let's not dance around who's been talking about it, right? We all know he went on a tour on the podcast, some great content out there, but he's very pro PJ. I agree with the idea that one PJ per team as like an entry doesn't really make sense to me. I personally don't think that we should be using the PvP system for the PJ. I think it should be how it was originally described, as just like a duels type one stat thing. But the team is about to have this new fancy PvP. They're going to have this new fancy tournament system. It's better for the game if we're utilizing that for very high stakes tournaments, right? But one thing that gets left out with this PJ conversation when people are saying, "Oh, you're taking all the value away from the PJ heroes." I'm going to share my screen here.
Do we have a snapshot of?
We have, and let me enlarge that. No, that's not enlarging.
Oh, great.
Oh, the lovely doc.
Love it when it's spreadsheets.
One thing that's never talked about anymore is just how rewarding the PJ was. We can scroll up and we can talk about the +5 boost, the filling the experience bar, the different crystals and stuff you get. But this is just the crystal rewards. Crystal opened at $40 per crystal.
It's insane.
Which is fucking absurd to think about at this point, right? If I have a level 1 common, I was getting 18 crystal. Guy, you're the math guy. 18 times 40.
What was that, 720?
Sure. We don't know.
Whatever you say. Whatever you say,
right?
Is
Could
correct.
be wrong. $720 for a level 1 common basic.
Yeah.
To survive. To survive.
Just to survive. There were death rewards too. We won't sit through that as well. But now go to a level 9 mythic. 1,300 times 40.
A lot.
A lot. You heard it there. That was from the calculator. It just showed up a lot. Do we don't have a number?
Compute it.
Nobody has a number.
I honestly did it in my head.
And
I'm like, that number's 52,000, and I don't believe that number.
$52,000.
That can't be right.
No.
Yeah. Well, if you were ballsy enough when your Mythic Dread Knight was worth probably.
Well, that's I mean
that's a Dread Knight. That was a Dread Knight. Dread Knight, Mythic Dread Knight.
That's a Mythic Dread Knight. True.
Yeah, because it's Mythic Exalted.
Right.
But my point being is just that there were plenty of rewards for the PJs. I don't mean that to say that now the PJs, hey, they had their day, they should be gone. They should still be special heroes. And stat-wise, they've been caught up to with the greater stones.
With the new functions.
We've caught up to them on the stat stuff. But let's just not act like it was that one-sided that they've been kind of cast aside. The people that took the risk were rewarded for that risk. Buying it off the market after the fact, hey, you're taking a big swing, and when you're talking about, things that haven't been implemented yet, sometimes you swing big, you miss big. Sometimes you hit a home run. But it's not a guarantee. All right, I said my piece about PJ.
No, I think that's
3 weeks while we haven't been podcasting.
I think that's important to remember, though, is that like there was a built-in reward system for the PJ, and participation in these future LAN tournaments was a piece of the puzzle.
True.
When you went on the entire thing. It's not the only value that was in them. So,
True.
I think we'll see, but like also, I think like you said, like. And going back to like what Guy was saying, like this is so far out there that like purchasing them now, like assuming that they're like with the intent that like there's value, like is kind of a very speculative game you're playing.
I am the floor for a hero is 22 crystal.
For
the floor for PJ is ominously 666 crystal.
Oh,
really?
Shit.
Yeah.
The number of the beast.
Makes me want to go drink a Monster Energy.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, it's I did buy a bunch a while back. Not, mythics, not anything too crazy, but I have 2 legendaries that at the time their stats were better than everyone else's. They got caught up to by my own heroes and definitely by other heroes in the community. It's tough when you don't have that greater crystal boost. Bud asking, has team said there'll be another PJ? They have. I think that'll be way down the like. I don't think that's something they're even really thinking about right now. But the theory is that there'll be 3 others. Right, 3 others.
That
it was
one for each realm or whatever.
So 2 others.
Who knows? Yeah.
And you can potentially have a hero that has all the badges.
Right. Which is a very cool concept, just from like a gaming achievement kind of point of view. Like it's cool, and I'm sure there'll be similar kind of like instant rewards if you survive the next journey, whatever it might be.
Yeah, probably not like. And someone was talking about rewards in there, but probably not like that because.
I mean, that was just.
I mean, crystal opening a 40. Like no one saw that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder.
I held all the way down.
yeah, exactly.
What? Sorry. All right, go on.
I wonder if they had, like when they came up with those numbers originally, if they had a price point in mind, of like what they thought crystal was going to be worth. Because like,
I think it was more. It was based on tavern value than it was.
Oh yeah.
Because all those heroes existed on the market, so they had an idea of what they were worth.
That was also Crystal Veil, if I remember correctly. We were at like $6 jewel, and it went back up to like $10 leading up to like I remember having conversations with you guys where it's like there's another whale buying. Like there was a new wallet that came in and was just buying like
I remember looking. It was Deck Screener or something where here like hitting a refresh. Watching the guy buy $300,000 in jewel in succession right after another.
And that was, we had Ansem, we had Satstart, we had like a lot of like bigger crypto Twitter personalities. Like jewel was the token. Like we talk about Dog with Hat and how like big it is right now. Like that was jewel back then. It was the talk of the town. So that inflated the price more than I think the devs expected.
Right.
Hat stays on, by the way.
Of course. I missed an item here that I want to go back to on the roadmap with well, it's not really a roadmap, but with equipment. We wanted to talk about this. One of the new are they called helmets? They're not called helmets, are they?
Hats.
One of the new the bunny ears have an actual in-game usage, not just like the dragon masks and the cooler heads. Those were kind of like pre-Vizys, and they didn't have actual stats on them. So I do want to talk about that because I do find this kind of interesting, and then it'll open up the conversation more about equipment. So I should have segued this better, but let's go back and talk about the new equipment. bunny ears.
Bun
What are your
bun
thoughts?
bun bun bonnets.
Is that what they're
Bun-
called?
bun-
Really?
You can,
Bonnet.
yeah, I got it pulled up.
Yeah, the bun buns.
Wait, take over the screen.
Oh, I forgot Guy can't
Yeah,
Yeah.
use the screen.
you
We have
guys didn't
child
know
locks
what
on
it
Guy. Yeah, +1 speed
That's awesome.
and 2
Yeah.
enchantment slots.
Right. That's significantly better than nothing. Than the other ones.
Well, I think it's important as we get closer to PvP for there to be and I like the bun again, I feel like everything out of my mouth is negative tonight, but like trash loot.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
we were
100%.
talking about this before the stream. The idea that like this isn't a very good bonus,
Mm-hmm.
but it is right now because there's literally, unless I
There's
have a
no-
charger
there's nothing.
mask,
Yeah.
the Bach helm, which is very rare, the pants, which are extremely rare.
No,
There's
that's
nothing-
end of list for that. Like that
The accessory.
Oh wait, is that the same slot? Like the helmet and the pants are the same slot?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's just an
It's-
accessory slot.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's very few items that have actual in-game value or in-game effects.
Like we need, as we get closer to PvP, like I want to see another piece of equipment that's a weapon that has like +1 crit, like something terrible.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Better than like it's better than not having equipment, and it's super calm.
This is something that Dags has talked a lot on the Jewelers podcast. The junk items, the trash items that you just get, and they mentioned that there is the next phase is going to be scrub fights, and so I hope with scrub fights comes these trash or junk items that are just kind of like filler, generic rusty sword that everybody has access to, that like you just get every time, but it's like so dumb that there's no real value in it.
Another
But
bronze sword.
But it's still better than not having a
Right.
rusty sword.
So like I think that we need to start happening, and also it needs and then the market will become flooded and they'll go to zero like immediately, which is like again totally fine. I think
Sorry, that made me laugh. I had to put
that the game doesn't really have any junk items, so even this item now here with like the 1% boost, it's still not a junk item. It's still like very valuable because it's it has some numbers where like there's just not that many items that have in-game effects like that. So I'm excited for more junk items, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
more junk items and more like usable, like good items.
Yeah, sure.
With different effects. Like I don't know, when you're looking at the armors, the idea of like the feather duster versus the wishbone, the idea of adding evasion versus taking
Right.
it away.
Right.
The fact that I don't know, I've been pairing the bunny ears with my Gorax
Ooh.
heroes. I mean, I'm not really making a dent in it because the Gorax is minus 15% speed
Yeah.
and I'm adding +1. But like that's strategy,
Sure.
right?
Yeah,
It's much as I can do right now. But the different combinations and how to Neindorf was talking in our guild chat about how he kind of used the Gorax once or twice and then threw it off to the side because it was making his warrior so slow.
Right.
And now he was saying on their last pod last night, maybe he was just using it with a bad warrior, a warrior that wasn't kind of statted for that.
Right.
I've been thinking about making a greater agility warrior to use with that Gorax because the Gorax makes up for a lot of the strength.
Right. Right.
So maybe I could take a few points away from strength and put them in agility. I've been thinking about luck as a greater luck warrior because it adds to the crit. Like there's so much you can do with these pieces of equipment. We just need more of them, and they don't all have to be sick. They don't all have to be Excaliburs and pants.
I think I love that idea. That is exciting. Of the weapon or the equipment like filling in those stats that like you can build them a certain way because you can rely on whatever axe or sword he's going to be using in the battle. So it changes how you, which goes back to something which I flip-flopped on several times, is like the mosh idea of like I'm not going to level up these heroes yet because I don't know what is going to be the end game. Maybe leaving some of those heroes not leveling up and waiting for all of the equipment to come out, it is the best move here, because some of these equipment some of these things could determine how you level up your heroes.
Yeah,
All heroes are going to the pit, so they should all be
mean,
leveled up.
That's true.
Jeremy makes a really interesting point. He wants us to chew on it. I'm ready to chew. 20 pieces
I have nothing
of
to
armor.
chew.
Well, I'm giving
This is what we're
Jeremy's giving us something to chew.
Yeah.
20 pieces of armor for every one Bach helm. Each Bach helm doubles the bonuses of the armor. Chew on that.
Wait,
6
are those?
chewing. Cassius not chewing. Overrated equipment.
Wait. Is that just the numbers
The
that
Bach
are
helm.
that exist right now? Is that what he's saying?
Yes. So
Okay.
if you go to the armor, go to the Bach armor. It says it there. The Bach Knight Mail, the top one.
That's a lot of reading.
So double the bonus above this bonus when. Ooh, I like that decreased speed is below it. That doesn't get doubled. Double the bonuses above this when equipped with the Bach Knight helm. So he's saying how rare the helm is, and just
That is
how.
interesting. Well, because it's all of them. Each one of the armor has a bonus from the helm, right?
What do you mean?
Don't all of them have that same line, like the heavy, the medium, and the light, right?
No, it's specifically for the.
Oh.
No, I'm wrong.
Oh
They
no,
all have that.
yeah, it's all of them. That's what I thought.
Excuse me, I thought it was just slated for the Bach Knight Mail.
Well, that's why he's saying that's why the numbers are so off. There's like way more
So
armor.
the helms
than
are
there is.
rare and
Yeah.
the armor's common, if you will.
Well, not. I mean, yeah.
So I mean, as far as like super rare items go, like obviously we have the amulets. Cool. That's a separate conversation. But we have the pants. We have the Excalibur, obviously.
Mhm.
But I'd throw the Bachler and the Bach Knight helm
The helm is
in
up
there
there,
as well. I mean, that
especially because the full armor set
13,000?
is such a huge boost that they're going to be sought after. There's going to be more demand for those helms than the other stuff.
might be going shopping after stream, Chad.
I already bought my archer for the day.
You bought that cheap archer.
The Gen
Yeah.
Zero or the
Archer Paladin subclass
Right.
to pair with
That's
my
a
Thief
really
Dark Knight.
good point, though. It just
Yeah.
Just look at the conversation that we just had. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I don't know about you guys, chat, but like I enjoyed that. Equipment is fun. Give us more.
Oh yeah,
Give us
100%.
more variants. Give us 3 more axes that do different things than the Gore axe. Give us 20 more males.
I don't even like, and going back to the point, it's like these don't even have to be like the Gore axe being as powerful as it is awesome, but like I would love just even stuff that's like nowhere near it doesn't even touch what the Gore axe does. You know what I mean? Like it's way worse. But like you have to make the decision of whether it's worth it to do it versus the generic weapon that you get, I think that'd be cool.
Modding heroes. That's what an RPG is.
Yeah.
In its
Totally.
truest form. We're already modding the heroes with the leveling.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's mod them based on what we're putting on
Yeah.
them. Mega. Fuck you, Mega.
Whoa.
He's making jokes in chat. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Save that for your own podcast.
I don't need
Okay?
to call him out like that. Wow. That was
Well, all right.
rude.
Maybe the language, the beer took over there. Anyway.
All right. All right. We'll segue that to the new Vizy. You had something to say, which this is this is a Fran's take, and I am not endorsing it. If it's what I think you're going to say,
What do you mean? You're not standing by me?
I don't know if that's necessary. I understand what you're saying, but go with what you want to say about the frog.
SI is going to be with me. I think Mega is too, and a few others. But Maddie's not. Cool.
I'm neutral.
Guy, you with me?
I don't care.
What's the take?
Fair enough. The new Vizy, the what do they call it? The Ronaldo mask?
Rolando
mask. It's not a Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, that's because no, there's a frog character. There's a frog NPC that it's based on.
Yes. No. Agreed. When I saw this, and I think as I tweeted it, that they were subtly going with a Pepe type picture, right? But they didn't. They didn't go with that. I think that DFK in general needs to lean more into the crypto aspect of their game, not with blockchain and the tech side, but with the culture side of crypto. Pepe is a free to use image. It is literally everywhere. They should have just put a Pepe character. It's one of the biggest symbols of crypto Twitter. They need to lean into. We're trying to onboard all these people from crypto, but yet we don't kind of reach out culturally with any crypto type inside jokes and just different things from the crypto community. And I think Pepe is a universal one. Lean into the meme, as SI is saying. I asked a question about the dog with hat, and they were like, "Oh, well, the team could talk to us," and I get the legal side of it, but it sometimes feels like DFK is being run by like VC types more than like crypto people. And I get why, because they want to be careful, and I think in the long run that's good for us that they're being so careful. But with certain things, I think they can lean into crypto. And like I don't know why we don't have like a Wazi type Vizy yet. Like Inverse Bra, the Wazis. There's a whole cultural element that could be capitalized and could draw people into the game a little bit more. Said my piece. Guy, now are you with me or against me?
I'm on board. Give us more Easter eggs to go find.
Yeah, little things. It could be subtle as hell. It doesn't have to be a Vizy. Yeah, no.
I think a Pepe Vizy would do.
Said, Dick Butt from that one's a little goofy, but from Reddit, like little things.
Yeah,
things.
I think a Pepe Vizy would do wonders. But even just having little crypto culture Easter eggs throughout the game and in the world.
Those are the people that we're most likely to onboard. You can say we're trying to onboard gamers, and I agree with that. We're most likely to onboard crypto users that are also gamers.
Right.
Not the other way around.
I'd agree.
All right. I'm like neutral.
No, fuck you, Matty. You're already you had your chance to be on board. The train's left the station.
I mean, Pepe has some weird 4chan connections that I don't know if they want getting involved with, but I mean that's where
I didn't know that, but I think it would transcend any
maybe
any corner internet bullshit there.
But I mean, you make a fair point.
The most famous meme in the world.
Is it
Pepe? The Pepe? Yeah,
I don't know.
So.
What would be higher than it?
I don't know.
Dog with hat.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Dags wants a Joe Bowden Vizy. I think we'll go with that next. Let's not let all the toothpaste out of the bottle just yet. Let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Well, going back to Dog with Hat, and as I was talking about this, like Dreamer responded to that question like he was going to put Mickey Mouse in the game, and I'm like, dude, relax. Like Dog with Hat, it doesn't have IP. Like there's not like an official team even. It's a decentralized like.
Well, there's a guy who owns the hat, or owns the. Well, I assume he owns the hat.
I mean, we're assuming. Even if they probably used AI to like start it, maybe there isn't even a real dog with a hat.
No, there is. There's an NFT. The owner was. They made an NFT for the owner. He sold it for $4.5 million.
That's
good for him. Good for him.
Funny enough, now the Shark Cat owner, the owner of that cat, is threatening to sue the team. It's a whole mess. That's another pod.
Hilarious.
We need to start a side meme pod.
Yeah.
We can just talk about meme coins for. I think that's me and Megan need to start that one.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
No, but I think he sounded like well, we'll see if the team will approach us to join our game, and it's like, dude, you got to just own some of this crypto weirdness. I think I agree with that take of your,
But again, I appreciate them being careful.
Yeah.
But like Pepe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just subtle thing. Again, not saying make everything a Vizy. Not saying Joe Bowden Vizy. Not saying
right.
There are subtle things that can be put into the game as guys said, Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Where are we on this list? I didn't follow order, so now I'm kind of all
You've
over
done
the place.
well. You've covered most of it.
Oh, egg drop rates. I don't really. I'm neutral. I don't care, I guess, that much. I don't know.
Has it affected price much? I heard people saying it was affecting price, but like I think that was like right after it happened.
Yeah.
What was the price?
I mean, like single digits for like the bottom.
I don't know. I felt cool the other day. I swept the floor of the 3-star combat pets.
Oh, tough guy.
Ooh.
I bought 12 off the floor, and then I got a DM from Chikowski, and he was like, "Hey man, thanks for buying all my pets." I didn't realize it was he had all
guy.
12, all 12. I could have just DM'd him and gotten probably a significant volume discount.
I did something like that too a while back.
Oh,
like,
the price
like
has changed a little bit.
a couple
go ahead.
months a
Sorry.
couple months ago. Similar. I bought a bunch of combat pets, and I got a DM from Beeve actually being like, "I saw you buying pets. What are you doing?" I was like, "That checks out." That they like watch that.
That's my domain. How dare
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Go with the daily chart. Yeah, so not really. That's green
Yeah.
eggs.
It had an immediate spike.
Yeah,
and
I think that's people trying to play the market.
Yep.
I think it's good. It's a good move overall, though. Like, if we have to have a take on everything, because that's what
Yeah.
podcasting is. Like, yeah, I think good move. There were way too many. There
guess.
still are way too many eggs
Yeah,
and too
like,
many pets.
That's not gonna
A
solve
burn
like,
feature in the future would be
or
good.
yeah, just the one that they have. That's absolute trash. That you get an egg back, like, right? If you kill 2 pets, you get an egg.
I've done. I used to do that when I was DJing
Yeah.
pet hunting.
I've stopped.
Looking
I've
at pets
stopped
altogether. Yeah, me too.
No, hatching, I was gonna say. Because,
Okay.
like, they're so cheap. Like, I don't want, like, crap 1-stars around. Like, every pet I own is either 3-star combat or 3-star crafting. And those are just, like, hopeful, because crafting's coming
Right.
at some point. But, like,
Yeah.
3-star combat is all I'm really looking for.
Speaking of which, was crafting on the new roadmap at all?
I don't think so. I don't think
Negative.
it should be.
No,
Not even a thought.
not even land.
Shouldn't
Land,
be yet.
land isn't even mentioned.
Shouldn't be yet.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense. I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, wowie. You want to make this a late night?
Oh no, I'm already
Don't-
tired.
Don't
told
tempt
you I
us with a good time.
I went to a bachelor party last weekend. I can't stay up any longer. All right.
We need those re-rankings, though.
We do need rankings.
I
We do
go
need
on the Wowie
rankings.
sheet often,
Yeah.
and I don't know what's up to date and what's not. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. We were having a guild conversation about the Thief's moves the other day.
Yeah.
And the idea of wait, I can't talk about that. Moving on.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've mentioned the guild chat a lot this podcast.
So we have a new guild member. Shout out iOS code Mellow Green Giant, newest member to ADFK guild. Shout out Dags, still somehow allowed in our guild chat.
Did we vote on that yet? Did we vote on kicking
We're
him
supposed
out?
to be kicking him out. He's
Yeah.
a nice
I'll
guy. I don't
remove
wanna-
his
we all
name
like
right
him.
now.
Yeah.
We all like him.
We should have a ADFK guild town hall meeting about whether we vote off Dags.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he might win the vote. That's the problem.
Right, he can
Can't
defend
have that
himself.
vote
He can
until
defend
we're
himself
sure
live.
it'll
He can defend himself
our
live
way.
to everybody.
Yeah, and SI saying, hasn't he been a guild member the whole time? And that's why we had to make it official. I think some of us thought he was, or should have been from the beginning. So he is now.
Yeah, but anyways, that's a secret chat. You can't mention that. You can't talk about the
I was
secret
just
chat.
teasing. I was just teasing.
First rule about ADFK Guild.
Exactly.
There he is.
Hey,
Duels. Oh, there we go.
we were just talking about you.
Duels delayed? Question mark. Do we know when it's happening?
Hopefully this week.
I thought it was going to be earlier. I thought it was like 2 weeks ago. It was almost ready, right?
Seems like
I
they
don't see it
ran
on the roadmap. It's not happening.
Yeah, I guess not.
into a
Huh?
point. No, they did mention that in the AMA. They said we're not putting duels on there. It's close enough that we're not.
Yeah.
It sounds like they just ran into bugs testing. I don't want to give them crap for that.
No,
Right,
it
happens.
sucks.
But like
They're
I
trying
want
to do some more interesting things with duels. So all the more power to them.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
hypothetically, this will be the last duel update ever, right? So
It'll be the last time duels isn't available to play. They will do updates and releases,
Right,
but they
right.
won't close the season in order to.
I think they said they might still have like a week or two off season here and there.
well, maybe, but
But
the way it's supposed to work now, it's gonna be like fully automated, and they'll have like a schedule and a like seasonal, seasons.
Yeah, it'll be more downtime than it is like.
Yeah.
I
Not
just like that it seems like, and again, going back to the holiday thing a little bit, it seems like Frisky is a super talented coder.
Oh yeah.
It seems like maybe we could be using those talents elsewhere. I'm excited for him to be done with Duels.
Is he bringing his talents to South Beach?
Yeah, right. I mean, no, and not to say like I like Duels. I want them back. I had a turn a few months ago as far as Duels go. I'm a Duels maxi now.
Oh, really?
I mean, I just did it on using Helper. It was always very very nice. Like I didn't really like do it.
I got all those medals.
Right.
You give me an exclusive piece of equipment, and I will grind for it. That's what it comes down to.
I mean,
no, but the reason we need Duels back is stone prices are getting ridiculous. 40 jewel for a finesse stone.
Can I buy someone's tickets?
Greater finesse stone. I need to make my archers.
How much?
40 jewel.
60 jewel, and you got a deal.
That doesn't.
Oh no, for regular, not greater. Right?
No, greater.
Oh,
40 jewel.
crystals or stones?
And we need Jewelers Joust. Shout out Mega and.
Oh yeah, there's like tons of events. Wait, did they end up doing? Did they end up doing the?
They can't. Duels isn't out yet.
Duels isn't a thing.
No, they didn't do that. Oh
Duels
yeah.
isn't out yet.
Shit, I got a message Emerson because I originally signed up and then I couldn't do it.
You know where you could talk to Emerson? Nice segue. You could go into the chat on what in the DFK is this. Sir Worm, right after us, has Emerson on.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
So
maybe I will.
I think what time do they start? 10:30.
Because I signed
They
up
don't start
originally
at
for
10,
that.
right?
No, 10:30. I
Okay.
think it usually does. I signed up for it originally, but then like I said, I've been traveling the past like 3 weeks, so couldn't do it. But now if it's I can do it now.
Yeah. A lot of fun things planned around Duels. If we're just shouting things out, Mythic Squad had a cool event this weekend regarding summoning. I was, again, we've all had IRL things going on.
Yeah.
But that's cool stuff. The community's here in full force. We're trying to kind of keep things above water, right? Keep the events going, keep the interest going. It's almost as if them telling us what the next class would be might be impactful. Like, serious question. And chat, answer me if there's a good answer. Why the F haven't they just told us what it's going to be yet? If it's not ready, it's not ready. What's the harm in telling us a week ahead of time?
Well, it's not going to be in a week is the thing.
They've had no problem in the past of saying things far beyond or far ahead of when they've been released. Let us wet the palate a little bit. Tell us it's the pirate and Maddie was right. # Maddie was right.
It's not going to be pirate.
It's going to be the seer. Tell us
it's going to be
anything.
Berserker. I'm pretty sure it's Berserker at this point.
I think Berserker. I think seer. I also think Wizard because of the wishbone. Or no, excuse me.
Or
the Feather
yeah.
Duster. The Feather Duster has cold and burn.
That's true. But doesn't Scholar have
defense.
stuff that does that too?
You and that little pink blob wowie told me that Wizard was the only one that
maybe it's the only one
had
then.
burn and cool.
I mean that makes sense.
Would it affect the prices of things on the tavern? Yeah, it would. But the announcement when they actually release it would do the same. I don't know. Let's get ready for something.
I feel like if they're afraid that what they say will affect the market, I feel like that's everything they do. You know what I mean?
Official announcement.
Yeah. Just tell
I
us
think we're getting
it
close. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out the next class Thursday.
in the next AMA.
Is KP still in the chat?
They
Make it
don't
happen.
they don't tell KP stuff.
No, yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Don't say that.
I feel like he would tell it all. He would share it all.
You think he'd slip it to you? He'd be like, "Hey, Maddie, I got some inside info. Your ears only." Yeah, I don't know. I want to know what the next, because we got 2 coming. I don't know. We've narrowed it down to Berserker, Seer, Wizard, Thief, Scholar, Dread Knight, and
So it's a hero that's in the game.
It might be Dread Knight, honestly.
Imagine. They're like, hey, Mythic Squad annoyed the shit out of us so much. Dropping Dread Knight.
The Dread Knight only has one move, will overpower, and that's it.
And
That's
it's
the
just
entire
wins,
skill tree.
just win.
Wait, SI, are you trolling, or is it official that Thursday we're finding out the next class?
Oh, maybe. Oh, great. It's the chef.
God damn it, Roberto.
That joke is never going to die.
Mute him, please, from chat. Mods. Thank you.
Yeah.
Teaser
Yeah.
Thursday. Okay. Seems multiple people are saying this.
Teaser Thursday? Hold on. So it was teased on Monday that there's a teaser Thursday.
We're teasing the teasers now.
Oh,
Not the
excellent.
announcement of the announcement. A teaser.
Yeah, a tease of a tease. Oh, love it. I love it. All right. We hit on most of this massive list of stuff. Franz, I'll send it over to you. Was there any other topics that I might have missed?
Real quick.
Yeah, or Guy, you as well. But I know
No,
Franz had a whole bunch of things you wanted to talk about.
no, we
What
did
we
great.
did. Oh, real quick, and this probably deserves more of a discussion, but shout out Zellies and DFK Helper. Have you guys heard of
Always.
this new Training Quest Profiteer that he's doing?
No. Do tell.
So he's always looking at ways to kind of affect the ecosystem in a positive way. He is now, as far as training quests go, right now in Helper we set like, I want this guy doing a Dex training quest, I want this guy doing Strength, but they hit the caps and he rotates it automatically to the next one, the next highest. He's now doing it where if a certain crystal, lesser crystal, is more than double the price of the next one, and right now finesse is the, like, lesser finesse crystals are more than 2x the price of everything else. All of your heroes, if you turn on this training quest profiteer, go to hunt training quest, Dex training quest.
That's awesome.
Things. So he's trying to level out the market by adding supply to that higher one, and like evening
That's super
things
cool.
out.
Yeah.
If enough people use it, this TQ profiteer it's called, it will have an impact. It's really
That's super
cool.
Yeah.
It's a good thought, and shout out to him.
That's very cool.
That was all I had.
All right, cool. So it looks like chat is still saying it Thursday, and then we'll know by Friday. Wow, that's exciting. We'll have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about next week then.
I'm buying up heroes tonight.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh my
get
god.
ahead of things.
Pirate. If it's pirate, I'm celebrating.
Celebration pod Friday night if it's pirate.
If it's pirate, yeah.
I don't think
I'll go on. I'll go on Sarge and just do a victory lap.
Yeah. I think Berserker, the axe. I want it to be
I think it's
Berserker.
Berserker too. Yeah. All right, so we got Worm and Emerson are on at 10:30 with what in the DFK is this? That's what it's called, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna wrap us up tonight. Unless you guys have anything else, Franz, Guy. All right. This has been an episode of Bogside Chats for Franz and for Guy Kid. My name is Matty Pesk. We'll catch you guys next week.
Love you guys.
Later, guys.
And